Hi, and thank you for joining me for this session. My name is Matt Dunne, and I'm the Director of Ark Teaching School Hub in Birmingham. Now, I've taught in the Birmingham area my entire career. Before joining Ark, I was senior leader in two secondary schools, and before that, I'd been both a subject and pastoral leader as well. Now, from my formative years as a teacher, I've always had a passion for developing teachers, so I'm delighted to be leading in the work that I do for Ark. Now, of particular interest to me is making sure that all teachers at all stages of their career can see a clear progression path for their own professional development, and that the professional development they partake in makes a real difference to their practice. I think ARK is recognised as one of the largest and most successful multi-academy trusts in the country. But I wanted to take a moment to share with you a little bit about ARK, about our aims, and about the work that we do both within the UK, but also globally as well. Now, our work is all centred around transforming lives through education. ARK is an education charity. We exist to make sure all children, regardless of their background, have access to great education and real choices in life. Now, it all started about 14 years ago with one school. And at the time, as it is now, we all believe that with the right approach, every school has the potential to succeed, even those in the most challenging of circumstances. Nothing should be a barrier to children achieving. From working with just one school, ARK has since grown into a network of 39 schools in the UK. We still only work in communities where we think we can make the biggest difference to children's lives, and all of our schools are non-selective. In Birmingham, we have 5 schools. We have one primary, which is Ark Tyndall in Balsall Heath, but then we do have 2 all-through schools as well, from early years all the way up to year 11. That's Ark Victoria in Small Heath and Ark Kingsdown in the southwest of Birmingham. And then we have 2 secondaries as well. Ark Bolton in Sparkhill, which is an 11 to 16, and then Ark St Albans, which is just inside the Ring Road in Highgate, which is a secondary with a 6th form as well. Now, as a network, as we've grown, so have our ambitions. Now, we want to change the lives of children everywhere, not just in our own schools, but we want to create and incubate ventures that are designed not only to help pupils at ARK, but also to improve education systems as a whole. So these ventures, they tackle some of the most intraceable problems facing children, including poor numeracy, inadequate support for dyslexic pupils, to the lack of quality social workers. So we innovate, we learn, and we adapt, and then we share it. Now, we know that things can only change through hard work, through high expectations, and through evidence-driven approaches. Look, in some cases, this could be about tweaking the way in which a lesson is taught. In others, it could be changing the way we think about training teachers. So, for instance, both nationally and locally through the previous work of our teaching school, and now through our newly designated Teaching School Hub in Birmingham, our structured approaches to teacher training and professional development is helping to embed outstanding teaching in schools, from trainee teachers right the way through to executive head teachers. Now, in addition to our Teaching School Hub's work, programs such as Mathematics Mastery and English Mastery are training teachers and school leaders in hundreds of schools across the UK. Working in partnership is key to everything we do, locally and globally. We can have a bigger impact when we work with others, such as governments and education organisations, as well as people at a local level too. So from having key members of the community as governors in our schools, to engaging parents and taking part in local events, our schools work with others to create happy, safe communities. Working in partnership has also allowed us to extend our impact to other countries as well, spreading our expertise through initiatives designed to improve entire education systems. For example, through ARK's Education Partnerships Group, we work to bring government and education organisations closer together to create better schools. In India and in Uganda, this has involved implementing new ways of tracking and improving school quality and student performance. In Kenya and South Africa, we've developed low-cost school information systems that drive student progress through better use of data. So working together is key to everything we do. Whether that's teachers sharing resources across countries or children from different schools helping each other to perform a song on stage, our work has greater impact when we share knowledge and expertise. So we're driven by the belief that every child can succeed if they have the right opportunities. As a Bruin myself, I was delighted when we were awarded the Teaching School Hub for South Birmingham. My team and I are committed to leveraging the expertise that we have across Ark to support South Birmingham schools with teacher and leader development. Now, building on the success of our former teaching school at Ark St Albans, we are strengthening our relationship with a range of organisations, including Ambition, the different curriculum hubs and research schools in Birmingham, our fellow teaching school hubs in the West Midlands, including Arthur Terry's Teaching School Hub in the north of Birmingham, and most importantly, the 200 plus schools that we serve as the designated teaching school hub for South Birmingham. So in today's session, I'm going to talk to you about professional development, both within Ark and through the Ark Teaching School Hub as well. So in a moment, I'll share with you some of the specifics of the different professional development offers we have for schools and MATs through both our Teaching School Hub and the wider Ark network as well. However, I thought it right to start with our professional development values, the values we hold ourselves to as professional development designers and facilitators, and these are also the values that we hold participants to as well. So we aim high. We are looking for high impact in all we do, to get better at what we do so that we can help others. We aim to be kind, so we can create a secure, safe, supportive environment in which we learn together and grow together. A big value for us is about being brave. Now, our training is structured through a see it, name it, do it model, which means it's practice heavy. Now, I know this is unusual for some at first, but from my own experiences, trust me, it soon begins to feel not only normal, but something that you'll feel has been like missing from your own development for years, and you just wish you wish you'd have done it sooner. And then also very important to us is keep learning. You know, this is key. It's fundamental to what we do at Ark and what we do as a profession. Don't stand still. Learn, critique, reflect, move forwards. In September, the Department for Education launched the Golden Thread of Teacher and Leader Development, effectively a professional development trajectory for teachers and leaders at each stage of their career, from trainee teachers at the beginning to executive head teachers. The DFE empower teaching school hubs to be the gold standard for delivery of these programs, to be centres of excellence for teacher and leader development in their hub areas. So for initial teacher training in South Birmingham, we'll be launching our network's truly remarkable Ofsted Outstanding Skit called Ark Teacher Training. Now, having been involved myself in a range of different ITT routes in the past, I am totally convinced that Ark Teacher Training is a fantastic, a truly excellent training program. It produces some real remarkable teachers that I've had the pleasure to work alongside for the past few years. The national rollout of the Early Career Framework, which began in September, means that our beginner teachers now have 3 years of a curriculum of study for teacher development and 3 years of structured, supportive, development focused training. So that will help them not only with the what for what makes great teaching, but also the how, the practical strategies, the effective teacher moves that will help them as beginner teachers flourish in their classrooms in the formative years of their career. Now, building on the existing links between our two organisations, we decided to partner with Ambition Institute for the Early Career Framework. With the support and expertise of Ambition, we are supporting over 350 teachers and their coaches as well through Ambition's Early Career Teacher Programme. Now, to ensure there's a consistent framework and values-driven career development trajectory as part of the Golden Thread for teachers and leaders who join our programmes, we also decided to partner with Ambition for the Specialist and the Leadership NPQs as well. The Specialist NPQs are domain specific. They're not a direct replacement for the outgoing NPQ middle leaders at ML. They've got a narrower focus, because they're domain specific, which means that it's depth first, whilst maintaining a suitable amount of breadth for teachers, for middle leaders, and for senior leaders as well, to develop domain specific expertise. So, for example, if you've got leaders or teachers in your school that train other teachers, be this as an ITT coordinator, an assistant head teacher in charge of teaching and learning, these teacher educators would find the new NPQ in leader teaching development a real suitable tool to help them further develop their skills as a teacher educator. We have the NPQ in leading behaviour and culture, which is perfect for anybody who has like pastoral leadership within a school, including non-teachers. Anybody who doesn't have a TRN is still eligible for the NPQ leading behaviour and culture, as long as their job role and experience fulfills the kind of eligibility criteria that we have for them. And then there's the NPQ in leading teaching, which I think for some feels like the most suitable, most familiar one, if you like, compared to the old ML program for heads of subject or phase leads and so on. And that's true to some extent, but it's a new program, new curriculum, new assessment procedures as well. The leadership NPQs definitely have a more familiar sounding ring to them, particularly because they're still SL senior leaders, H for headship, EL or E for executive leadership as well. But again, they've been reformed. We've got new curricula, we've got new assessment procedures as well. The Department for Education have put substantial investment into teacher and leader development. So for the full induction programs for the early career framework, they're fully funded for all state schools, for early career teachers and their mentors as well. So we've now got this 3 years of curriculum and training support for early career teachers, from the ITT core content framework that underpins their training year to the early career framework that underpins their first 2 years as a qualified teacher in the profession, to give them the very best support in their formative years. Now, on top of that, I think what's incredibly important for Birmingham schools is the fact that over 70% of our schools can access scholarship funding for all 6 NPQs, and that all of our schools in Birmingham that are state schools can also access full funding, scholarship funding for the NPQ in leading teacher development. It means that these programs can be studied by school staff at no cost. They are funded by the DfE. So the Golden Thread, it provides the framework for a career development trajectory program. It's a great starting point for schools and MATs to build their own professional development trajectory plans around, so teachers and leaders at all stages of their career can see what opportunities lie ahead for them. Now at Ark, we have carefully considered what the Golden Thread means for our plans for career development, for our programs, for our staff. We continue to work to ensure that the next stage in development is appropriately challenging and it's suitable for that teacher's or that leader's job. We underpin it with a see it, name it, do it approach to ensure that our training programs are practical, so teachers and leaders can take what they've developed, what they've rehearsed in the session, them strategies, away with them and implement them in their classrooms, with their teams, in their schools. So it's important when building a professional development trajectory plan for your school or MAP to consider alignment, whilst also allowing teachers and leaders the opportunities to widen their skill set. So for example, yes, like instructional coaching, the see it, name it, do it model is at the heart of what many of Ark's programs are designed around, because educational research indicates the values and successes of utilising such an approach. But we also offer leaders the opportunities to develop their knowledge, skills, understanding, their practice in other coaching models too. So for example, through our coaching professional qualification for principals program, it's an internationally recognised coaching qualification that our principals really value and rate. Over the next few slides, I'm going to discuss how Ark can support schools and MAPs with their thinking behind the creation of professional development trajectory plans, in addition to some of the the specific professional development programs that we can work on with schools. Professional development, it's at the heart of our work at Ark. We believe that every teacher and every leader has the right to be coached and developed, to have a clear line of sight in their career development. As a network, as we continue to build our own professional development trajectory plans, we carefully construct the programs that go beyond the golden thread. So displayed here are just a selection of the professional development opportunities we can support local schools and MATs with. The most important thing to state is that we love nothing more than speaking with schools and MAT leaders and having a chat about professional development. Myself, my team, the wider team that we are part of within Ark, we're always thinking about how we can make our schools, our leaders, our teachers better all of the time, so that our children are getting the very best deal possible. Now, we do have a range of professional development programs that your MAT or school may be interested in. So these could be things that we deliver as our products, or it could be something that we work alongside you with to adapt to fit the needs of your organisation. We're happy to start the professional development design process from scratch with your organisation. We're happy to co-design and then your team delivers. Or we're happy to work with your teacher and your leader educators, so they can deliver high quality, high impact professional development themselves once, say, they've attended our leading professional development training program, which is part of our Relays Leverage Leadership offer. And we're uniquely placed to actually offer bespoke leverage leadership professional development through our Ark trained leaders. Some of you may have read Leverage Leadership, Get Better Faster, Driven by Data, or Paul Bamrick's and Ty's latest book, Love and Literacy. Now, it's the instructional leadership strategies outlined in these books that our professional development, our Relay Leverage Leadership professional development brings to life. We equip school leaders with the what and then take them through with precision the how. We carefully structure the practice so that leaders are ready. They're ready to implement these strategies in their school following our training to develop and to create, hopefully, a self-sustaining model of school improvement. So please do drop me an email if you'd like to discuss professional development within your school or MAT further. My email is at the bottom of the slide and it'll be on the last slide as well. I'd love to just discuss things and share some ideas. If you decide if you want to take things further, we'd love to. We can support you by delivering professional development programs, or we can act in a consultancy role, either at a higher level, helping your MAT or school develop that wider professional development strategy, or we can get close to the specific needs and we can work with your teams on designing something truly excellent. Equally, again, I am more than happy just to make the connections here, to keep in touch, informally share ideas, so we can learn from one another. It would truly be great to hear from you. Now, curriculum design and curriculum intent, it's at the heart of the quality of education in schools. But this doesn't mean schools must design their own curricula from scratch. There are fors and against both options, but I just wanted to briefly mention some of the fantastic work Ark Curriculum Plus have done on the coherent curriculum programs they offer. In particular, we have Maths Mastery, English Mastery, and Primary Mastery as well, which includes a range of subjects for primaries. Now, there is real value in building curriculum development in your schools around an Ark Curriculum Plus coherent curriculum program, such as Maths Mastery. So, although the resources, the lesson materials are prepared, they're not to be used as off-the-shelf products. Teachers shouldn't just simply open a PowerPoint. There's the guidance, the planning notes, go with it. No, it's the work of the schools then on making these, what are expertly written lessons developed by curriculum experts to work for the specific needs and the context of the children in your schools. The intellectual preparation that the teachers and subject leaders would do as part of these programs would be the driving factor to ensure that this, expertly constructed curriculum is then expertly implemented into the schools, into the classroom. Now, from having done some work with Ark Curriculum Plus myself over the last 2 years, I can honestly, I can vouch for the standard of the product, for the rigour, for the thought, and for the debate that goes into these curriculum programs. So, if you think this could be something of interest, could be beneficial to your MAT or your school, please do get in touch with me by email, and I'll be more than happy to introduce you to the Ark Curriculum Plus team, because there's some really fantastic work that's been done there. And we're keen for more and more schools to come and just take a look, have a conversation with us, and see if it's something that would be of benefit to your schools as well. And so this brings me to the end of the session. So my email is on the slide there. Please do let me know what you thought of the session, whether it helped with thinking at all, and whether you think there's possibilities that we could do some work together. I'd be really interested to. I'd be delighted to have a chat with any schools or MAT leaders who are interested in sharing ideas on professional development plans. Would be willing to talk me through what you're doing or have done, what you've got planned in your schools or MATs for that kind of professional development trajectory plan. And then more than happy to share some of our ideas as well. Yeah, it would be an absolute pleasure. So again, thank you for watching my session today. And if you feel you want to, please do get in touch. Thanks. Goodbye.